Welcome back. This is Rashan and
Toya
Travel. And today we're going to be talking about some major topics. But first, we got to let you guys know our YouTube channel is all about showing you the how-tos and the don'ts from a black family's point of view. We just want to make this video as organic as possible. As you can see, we're in the comfort of our own apartment here at Pan Soup, the urban condo, and we just love it here. We love the staff. We love the way they treat us. I mean, there's just so many different things that we can express or talk about living here.
They do things that they don't even have to. We had the staff in here trying to hook up our green screen for us. They were trying to hang the green screen up. They had strings and stuff trying to pull it through the door for us. So Rashan had requested some thumbtacks, but they had no idea. So they brought strings. But the next day, I went down there and I asked you seen you, the young lady who took a picture with Amina. I asked her for some thumbtacks. And so the very next day, she had thumbtacks and a dress for the baby.
I mean, just amazing. The love is amazing. In the streets, the love is amazing. She is nothing but a superstar here. And so if you're concerned about your children, I mean, just don't even worry because they're going to be superstars. They don't really see black babies often, and they don't really see black families often either. So I want you guys to really pay attention. But just getting into some of the topics, I think we're going to start with planning because a lot of people ask, how did we do this? Why did we do this? What are we doing this for? And when it comes to planning, you know, me and Toya spent ample amount of time coming up with what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it in Thailand, as far as research, as far as watching YouTube videos.
I was making him sick. But I was like, I'm on bed rest with this little kid. So I know that I always wanted to visit Asia. And so, you know, that's all I had time to do was just sit and look at YouTube videos.
I mean, every single day I was bombarded with a YouTube video about street food, about how cheap it was to live. And me and you know, I trucked for 7 years. So trucking for 7 years made this a very easy decision for me also because I've been around throughout the country for 7 years straight. So wanting to see something new was all in the making, and it was happening right while she was on bed rest with Amina. I mean, just an awesome, amazing feeling being here. But talking about planning, once again, we did so many things as entrepreneurs. And I'm talking about, for me, myself, I had my own online store with eBay at Swifty Thrifty Eye. And I was a thrifter. On top of being a thrifter, we also had Toya, which is a loctician. She's a professional loctician. And if you go to her Instagram, Toya's Chair, you can see a lot of her work. We also started something new called Water Plate. And Water Plate was my twist and my take on a Cuban sandwich. And it got I won't say it got viral, but it got bubbling a little bit, you know, just before we left. And what else did we do? We did a garage sale. We did so many things that was geared towards moving to Thailand and generating income. Oh, and not to forget education. We also did education. I did online school. And I mean, just having all these things going at one time under one roof was a little hectic at times, but it did get us here, did it not?
Yeah, it did. We purchased a car. We sold it for more than what we purchased it for. And you have to be comfortable with leaving everything that you know behind. Like as far as taking off your shoes when you walk in someone's home. You know, in America, some people do it and some people don't. So you have to get used to different customs and their culture. Like, I didn't know, baby, did you know that in America it's 2018, but here it is 2561.
What? I did not know that.
Yeah.
What?
I seen that this morning. Because I kept seeing the dates on when I was Googling stuff, and then I'm like, why does the date show like this? But
wow.
that's the year here. And today is a Thai holiday. Now, I did not look to see what holiday it was, but I know the maid who came here yesterday, she always brings us water, tissue, and little coffee cakes and coffee. And so she said, oh, do you need anything? Because tomorrow is holiday. It's Thai holiday, and I'm gone. So I guess I should have researched what holiday it was. But it's a holiday today.
That's awesome. That's awesome knowing that. And I guess the reason why they're so ahead of us in the years also is because you guys, are they 11 hours behind? Or are we 11 hours behind? No, they're 11 hours. You guys are 11 hours behind in time. So when it's you guys morning, it's our night. And I guess that makes a difference in the year also. But
it has something to do with Buddha.
With Buddha?
Okay. It was 532 years. He started at 532 years or something.
Wow,
I can't remember verbatim what it said, but it has something to do with Buddha.
I mean, guys, she's had so much time to research so much more. And as you can see, man, she's just awesome at so many of these topics that we're going to be covering also. And trying to keep this video as organic as possible for you. For example, when it comes to passports and visas, I would say that she's the master at visas and passports, man. She covered a lot of that area for us as a family. As far as passports, what would you have to tell them as far as passports?
Just go to your local post office, or you can register online at USPS.com and just make your appointment. Make sure you have $140 with you. You have to take you 2 passport size photos. You can do that at CVS, Walmart. Those photos are anywhere from like $13 to $16, and it comes with 2 photos. So you would take that with you along with your $140 to the passport, to the post office with your application, and they'll send it off. It says that it takes 4 to 6 hours, 4 to 6 weeks, but for us, it took 2 weeks. Now, I filled out Rashan's application, and I got one number wrong on his social, so it took his a little bit longer. I think it actually took his for 4 weeks to get it back, while we got ours back in 2. So make sure you fill out your own application, or you actually are looking at their social security number.
Basically, just make sure that you're as accurate as possible. If you're as accurate as possible, you'll get your passport back immediately, along with your birth certificate and everything else that you had to send off for your passport. Choosing a visa to stay here, you want to make sure that you choose the longest visa, not a tourist visa, if you're going to be living here as a family. There's so many different visas that you can obtain to come here as Thailand. But one thing that most people don't know is you don't have to have your visa before you arrive. You can actually get 30 days at the airport when you arrive in Bangkok and get it stamped right into your passport right there on the spot. And a lot of people don't know that, so I just wanted to point that out to you guys as she continues to share a little bit more with you about passports and visas.
Yeah, if you're from the United States, you are allowed to get a visa upon arrival. And like you said, that's for 30 days. But if you wish to stay longer, make sure you send off your visa application before leaving the United States. You have to send it off to the Thai Embassy in Washington, D.C. You can Google that online and get that address. It's $40 for the application, and that gives you 60 days. That gives you a 60-day stay. And then once you reach here, and after your 60 days, you can go to the local, if you plan on living in Bangkok, they have their immigration office there. You can go there and ask for a 30-day extension. If you're here in Chiang Mai, you can go to the Promenade Mall, and they can extend your visa also for another 30 days. Or you can make a visa run where you leave and go out of Thailand. You can go to Laos, Vietnam, whichever country you plan to leave. But if you plan on like leaving, coming out, leaving, coming back, leaving, coming back, you would need a multiple visa entry. because Thailand is breaking down. They're cracking down on their visits in and out of Thailand because they think that you might be smuggling something or doing something. So it's best to get a multiple visa entry. With that multiple visa entry, you have to show that you as a family make $7,000. You have to show that you have $7,000 inside of your bank account. Or even if you're an individual, you have to have $7,000 inside of your bank account in order to get that multiple visa entry.
So those are two of the main things that you want to cover before you move. We believe that every black family or black people period should already have their passport just in case. Just in case. So even if you don't plan on leaving the country or moving out of the country, still have your passport.
Travel, see the world.
I know.
Because you're so consumed with sitting in front of the TV, looking at the news and doing the same mundane thing, and being cracked inside your mind that black people are treated wrong. Well, here, I never was treated wrong there in the first place, but here, everybody loves you. It's sawadee ka, kakun ka, like everybody is so humble and so thankful and so giving. When we were in Bangkok, this man just grabbed Rashan and offered him a beer.
They wanted me to sit down and drink with them, man. I was walking with my whole family, man. They wanted me to sit down and drink with them. I mean, like, immediately, man, I could feel the camaraderie, man. It was just amazing. Little mama just woke up, so she's a little cranky. Like I said, we want to make this video as organic as possible for you. So it's real life, you know, for us here in Chiang Mai. But one thing that makes this so lucrative and comfortable also is the currency. Touching on how the currency works here is such a huge big deal to me for supporting my family. Is because, you know, one US dollar is equivalent to 31 Thai baht. So your money can go a long way here if you're generating your money from the US.
True, and that just depends on the day, okay? Because it goes up and down. Whenever you go to the exchange, one day it might be 30, one day it might be 27, the other day it may be 32. So right now it's $31, as he was saying. It's 31 baht per exchange for your $1. So just make sure you keep up with the exchange rates.
Just keep up with the exchange rates and you guys will be okay, man. Just to give you an example, 100 baht is equivalent to $3.12 in US money. So say you go out to eat and you see somebody's menu, and on the menu you see that this meal is 50 baht, this meal is 49 baht, this meal is 55 baht. Guess what? You're not going to spend past $3.12 to feed yourself. When it comes to feeding a family, I guarantee you won't even spend past 10 bucks to feed your family living here in Thailand. We experience the difference in expense when it comes to Bangkok versus Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is just so much more lucrative and so much more inexpensive when it comes to buying, booking rooms, or whatever it is that you're going to be doing. Chiang Mai is like making us really feel like home here, and our money goes a long way here in Chiang Mai. It went a long way in Bangkok also, but you would have more coming to Chiang Mai.
Bangkok is full of hustlers. Okay? So you're gonna lose money because they're gonna get that money out of you. They're gonna get it out of you. They're gonna get it out of you in the tuk-tuk, the taxis. It don't matter. They'll drive you around, get lost. They're gonna get the money from you, okay? And then because Bangkok is for the rich, so the apartments are much more expensive than it is here. When we come here, Chiang Mai is the city, and so Niman Road is like the Hollywood, the South Beach of here. You know what I'm saying? So we live very close to Niman Road. Niman Road is very much so for, like, it's westernized. It's for the expats. So if you want to stay close to that, you're gonna spend a little bit more money on your apartment. Like for here, we stay close to Neiman Road. So our apartment is like 400, what was it?
It's 480 for the month?
480 for the month.
In US money.
But if you move a little bit further out, away from Neiman Road, you can get a condo for as much as a nice one for $200, $250, okay? So just keep that in mind. Neiman Road is where it goes down. And the further you get away from Neiman Road, the cheaper it is.
The cheaper it is.
But we don't have a vehicle. So it's like you're going to pay for it either way it goes. If you move a little bit further out, you're going to be paying to get closer to Neiman Road, to the city, to the heart of the city. You're going to pay for it. So you got to weigh your options. If you want to go grocery shopping and get bulk of everything, and then you're fine with staying a little bit further out, maybe 10 minutes away from Neiman Road, if you're okay with that. Or, see, I said 10 minutes away. That's a 10-minute car drive, though, not a walk, a 10-minute car drive. So if you are willing to take a 10-minute car drive away from Neiman Road, you can spend $250 on rent. And it's very nice.
Exactly.
Like the one that we live in. Which comes fully furnished.
Fully furnished. I mean, you have your coffee table, you have your sofa table, you have your flat screen, you have your desk for your computer with a lamp on it. You have a couch that converts into a pull-out couch, kind of almost like a futon. You have a table in your kitchen, you have a refrigerator, you have a microwave, you have a patio.
It comes with a maid. She comes and she cleans 2 times a week. It comes with towels. The only thing it does not come with is rags. So make sure you buy rags before you leave the United States, or be ready to look for a mall or a market so that you can purchase your rags.
Yep. Talking about living, the living expenses here are so lucrative and mediocre. Like just earlier when she mentioned what we pay for a month here, $480 in US money, that's converted into 15,400 in Thai baht. So when you see big numbers in Thai baht, don't get afraid like, oh, this costs 15,000 Thai baht. Just go ahead and pull out your Google currency converter and type it in and be wild and amazed by how less you'll spend versus living in the United States. Talking about washcloths and towels, she just reminded me of one thing that I'm dealing with here, and she's also dealing with too, is we want to touch on the bedding, okay? Because the bedding here is pretty good, but the beds are very firm. And when I say very firm, I mean extremely firm. And being extremely firm, you know, I weigh 260 pounds, and weighing 260 pounds, actually sleeping on a firm bed, it hurts my back, it hurts my sides sometimes. So you might want to go to your local Playtex or latex foam mattress store, where you can find better bedding for yourself if you're going to be living here. If you're just visiting and just going to a hotel or something, it'll be okay for a couple of nights. But as far as living, you want to try to upgrade your bed to something a little more soft.
And if you can get that in a suitcase or in a little, what is it, Tupperware basket, and bring it over here before you get here, I would advise do that. Okay.
Yep. As far as the bathrooms, there's something that I noticed that America does not have, that America probably wants to invest into, is,
let's say it together,
a bidet.
Booty wash.
I call it a booty washer at first, man. So she bugging, man, but she informed me that it's called a bidet. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, I ain't using that booty washer, man, because, you know, it just kind of, for me, it violates everything that I feel as a man, squirting some water up into my booty, man. But
it's so refreshing. And then, you know, America needs to adopt this, but I think that they don't, because you have a septic tank, and they want the septic tank to get stopped up. Yep. You know, most people use wipes to wash their butt after they have did the number 2. But if we just had a bidet, you wouldn't even need any of that.
I know.
But America is made of money, so if you get wipes and you stick them in the toilet, it's gonna stop up the toilet. Then you're gonna need a new septic tank or to get that cleaned out. And you know how much money that is.
So these, you know, a few things that we're trying to cover for you from a black family's point of view. Another thing that we want to cover also is the toiletries, because I noticed that when you're looking for toiletries, in certain places, like when we first were in Bangkok, it seemed like it was a very slim picking on toiletries when it came to skincare and hair care and many other things for people of color. And the one thing that you want to make sure that you watch out is when you do get your toiletries, you want to read the ingredients on your toiletries, because they use a lot of bleach toning in their creams and their lotions. And I just don't believe in changing the beautiful color of my skin and the beautiful color of her skin or my baby. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to what's in the toiletries that you use also here.
Now here in Chiang Mai, I guess they have seen a few more black people, because I went to the mall. They have a grocery store inside of the mall. It's called Ripping.
Oh,
Ripping Supermarket. Ripping Supermarket is the bomb, okay? They have a lot more things to purchase versus we're 5 minutes away from another grocery store. It's called Tops Market. Tops Market does not, they don't have a lot of stuff. They're a little bit more expensive, I guess, because of the convenience of the walk. But Ripping, they had, I went there and I seen Vaseline Cocoa Glow. Okay? Cocoa Glow. I took a picture of it when I was in the grocery store yesterday. I was like, oh, they want my skin to glow. Okay.
I mean, just amazing love. If you're worried about your children, don't be worried about your children, because as far as your African American baby, she or he is going to be a superstar here. You know, as we touched base earlier, you know, the leasing staff here, they just love Amina. How she mentioned, you know, the leasing staff, you buying, her mother bought a dress for Amina. And, you know, maybe a day or two after that, we put it on Amina and to show them that, you know, we liked it also, man. But your children here are admired beyond measure, beyond what you can even possibly think. Versus living in the United States, you know, where you have to worry about your children going to school and coming back from school, and just you know, everyday life for your children. And you know, we found that to be very, very amazing. How when we go out through our daily day and we have Amina with us, which we always do, she gets all the attention. I mean, all the attention is drawn towards her. I mean, we have locks, as you can see, and not too many people here in Thailand, Chiang Mai, Thailand, at that, will be seen with dreads on their head. And they're just amazed at seeing a black baby. So amazed that sometimes I have to actually like shield or guard her face, because everybody's grabbing on her cheeks. Everybody's grabbing on her feet and her hands and everything. So every now and then, Dad has to say, hey, Mom, can you put some cortisone cream on her face, man, just in case, you know, anybody hands or fingertips.
Now, the Chinese people, they're a little bit more bold. Like, they try and actually take the baby out your hand.
I know.
I think, really, black people don't visit Chinese. If you go there, you might be Beyonce or Jay-Z when you go there, okay? Because how they act, they tried to take Amina out of his hand when we got to the airport and like take pictures. Ni hao, and yo, can I take a picture? Can I take a picture? And
I mean, I had a whole mob of Chinese women just before we got here to Chiang Mai. You have to leave BKK to get to Chiang Mai. So, leaving from Bangkok, coming here to Chiang Mai, it was only an hour flight, hour and a half flight. But while we waited there, this mob of Chinese ladies came through the terminal and they saw me with my daughter, and oh my God, they almost literally snatched her out out of my arms. Like, I was ready to fight, man, because I was like, what the hell are you doing? You know, this is my baby. Like, but in my mind, I know that they were excited to see something that they never got to see before. So, you know, I had to take her back and explain to them through Google Translate. But they were very cooperative afterwards. But every single one of them wanted a picture with Amina. One by one, I had to take a picture with Amina, with one of these women. And, I mean, they just were astounded about taking a picture with Amina and her dad. And, I mean, just an amazing experience since we've been here as a black family. Just showing you guys the how-tos and the don'ts. We'll continue to show you guys the how-tos and the don'ts. Personally, one other thing that we want to touch base on with you guys is the food, the beverages, and the sizes of the food and the beverages. She mentioned going to Rip Ping grocery store, but everything here is very compact when it comes to food. You don't really get huge portions like we like huge portions, like a black family going out to eat. You know, everybody want to be full and take some home. That really happens here. You're not always going to take food home because the portions are a little bit smaller.
Yes, and baby, you know, when you be in America, you always wonder, like, are they feeding, what do they eat in their home country? Are they feeding us something different when we go to our restaurant? Yeah, they feeding you more because they know that in America, we are obese. Yep. We are obese, okay? That's how they stay so slim and trim, because they do not have 2-liter drinks, okay? They have 1-liter sodas. They do not have 64 ounces of juice. No, they have half of that, okay? They do not give you 3 chicken wings on a plate, okay? They give you 2 and a little cup of rice. And then, you know, like how I think America should do that. You know, like how if you get, they give you fruit or vegetables with your food to eat. And you know, like when you eat fruit and vegetables with your food, it helps you digest that food better and faster. Yeah. When I was working out, I learned that from my instructor. And, you know, and then once I got here, I actually got to see that they give you that. And so I was like, wow. You know, so I was prepared for that. I was used to that. But I was not used to those small portions of food. Like they give you, like, okay, they sell a lot of pork and chicken here. So they'll give you like a boneless piece of pork chop. And you know how small the boneless pork chops are when you get them from Kroger. So if you get a boneless pork chop, they only give you 1. And then they cut it up, they dice it up. Very nice. Okay, and then they put it on your bed of rice for you with some gravy, and then they give you like 4 slices of cucumbers and 2 slices of tomatoes or a cup of fruit or so. But they make it very nice, and then you feel full. Yeah, that was surprising to me. Is that, you know, I noticed that my stomach actually started shrinking because in America, like she mentioned, they overfeed you in America. So your stomach has actually been stretched out. And I'm noticing as we live here and stay here as a black family that my stomach is starting to shrink. And now when I eat these smaller portions, I'm actually full and I don't need any more. But one thing that I also noticed when she talked about them having 1-liter drinks versus 2-liter drinks, which is so true. I think that Thailand makes a lot of their money on beverages because, you know, we go out to eat at a restaurant, which we do every now and then. We eat a lot of street food also because it's real lucrative. But when we go to eat at a restaurant, you're about to get a cup maybe about this size. And when you get a cup maybe about this size, it's probably going to be filled halfway and the other half is going to be ice in it. And it's just like when you're eating these Thai meals, sometimes some of the meals are spicy. If you like spicy, I know I love spicy. So if you're eating a spicy meal and you get a small beverage like this, you're probably going to end up buying about 3 or 4 more beverages. So that's why I believe they make their money off the beverages, which makes up for the lucrative cost in their food. if you're a beverage person, but they give you these king-size waters, okay? Because it is so hot, and in a lot of places they'll give you the water for free. If you're a fan of bottled water, yeah, you may have to pay 20 baht for some water, but they give you like 2 liter size of water. They give you that.
So, you know, this is our take on trying to help black families understand and what to expect here in Thailand. As far as the way you'll be treated with so much love. It's the reason why they call it the land of smiles. You'll be treated with so much love. She's a superstar here, but we are also, as we move in one unit as a black family. So if you guys have any other questions about the how-tos and the don'ts, we're going to be right here for you. We guys want you to pay attention to the next videos over here that we're going to share with you guys, and we'll be back with you soon. Peace.